Hello, I'm Giovanna Fletcher and this is my bedding range with Next. I love sleep. If I could list it as a hobby, I would. Since becoming a mum, I sleep less and less. That means that I spend a lot of time daydreaming about bed and what it looks like and crawling into it. So for me, creating something in the bedding world made perfect sense. What I wanted to create was something that kind of married my two loves of sleep and storytelling, and create a bedding range that for the kids side was engaging, so telling a story and you can change it up and the story changes all the time and letting their imaginations sort of run away with them while getting them sneakily into bed while dreaming about where Badger's going. For the adult side, for me, I love flowers. Growing up, I worked in a florist. It was one of my first ever jobs, was a bucket girl in a florist, which sounds as great as it was. So we've got two different types, one that's really vibrant and bold, and one's a little bit more subtle. So I'm gonna sneak this one into the bed with Tom and then go onto that one. They just make me happy. Flowers make me happy. It's all about life. My favorite piece of the collection has to be this one here. It's just really bright and bold and vibrant. Basically, I've got a wall in my office which is full of blooms, and this is bringing that into my bedroom. So the first thing I did when it came to the kids' bedding range was go straight to my bookshelves, and we have dozens and dozens and dozens of children's books, and I went through and found illustrations that I loved. I wanted to use animals just because I think there's so much personality that you can find in an animal, and creating characters that were on an adventure. I wanted them both to be unisex, really important for me. I don't think that any gender owns a colour. I don't think so. It's important that there are splashes of pink, there's splashes of blue, and it literally doesn't matter. It's all about the story. So we've been working on the kids' designs for a while before we went over to the adults. This was the first thing I did on maternity leave. This was my first day back at work. I literally put Max in like a little cot on the floor, and I had these panels out all around me, and I was just going, what do I like? What do I like about that? What do I like about that? It was nice to focus on something creative that wasn't about milk or bums. That's all I'm saying. And then this arrived, which is a scrapbook of those ideas. I went through these different ideas, added bits to it, and then I stick post-it notes all over it as well, so it's kind of littered with me. I knew very early on that when it came to the adult range, that for me, floral was the way to go. This is actually something that I really loved, where it's all layered. You know it's a flower, but it's done in a really beautiful way, that it's not just a clear drawing of a flower. I loved that, I loved the layering of it. For me, as soon as I saw this page, I knew I was in love. The colours, the way that the flowers are drawn, I just loved everything about it. And with this design actually is looked at the composition and where things were, any flowers that I really loved that weren't in there, and just kind of tailoring it. We spent a lot of time in this room kind of printing bits off, putting them down on beds and using our imagination and seeing what worked. This is my absolute favourite part of the range. Literally, I can't wait to sleep in it. Coming soon, exclusively at Next Online.